Yo, before the video start, I just want you to know that this video is sponsored by 26kingwavy.com. Premium do-rags, brushes. Here we got them here. We got them stocked. We got them stocked right here. Velvet do-rags, silk do-rags. If you're in the Knoxville area, you can come to me, official distributor of the 26 King Wavy brand. Or if you want to shop online, I leave the discount code and website in the description. Make sure you use the discount code Cuts by Reggie. Support the brand. Support the brand. Now let's get to the video. Whatever video it is to follow. Appreciate you. Yo, what's going on YouTube? Back with another tutorial. Today we're going to be taking off this MoHawk. He will be keeping the top. He will be braiding it up. But we finally get to get rid of that back. So I'm just going to start with picking out the hair, making sure I got everything stretched out as much as I want. Here we are going with the 2-guard. The 2-guard is just going to help me get some of that bulk out before I actually put the line in. I don't want to put the line in while I still got that back of that MoHawk on. So we're going to go ahead and start with getting rid of the most of it that we're going to be taking off. Now we're going to go in with the ergos all the way open. If you haven't seen my video on the ergos, please go and watch that. These are one of the best pair of clippers you can get. Of course, my opinion, but they are one of the best. Please check out that video or just get you a pair and see for yourself. Going all the way around the head, just getting that first line in. We're gonna take that 1.5 guard all the way open. And we're gonna go to the top of where his MoHawk starts, and we're just gonna blend that down, going with the grain, just to lay everything down, getting everything as smooth as possible before we actually start going into that fade. Here I am with the half guard, just softening up that bottom line. We're gonna play with the lever a little bit, open, close. As you know, I do not start with the, or I actually don't fade with guidelines in a sense. I just start from the bottom and just work my way on up. Of course, you have to go back and do some finishing touches, but that's with any way that you fade. You know what I'm saying? But this works better for me. After we got that half guard, you're gonna put that 1 on there, close, and start fading up. Take your comb, because it starts getting thicker at the top. I mean, I like the brush, you know what I mean? But once you start getting to that thick hair and the brush not really laying it down, you wanna make sure you combing it. You stretching out all that hair as much as you can, playing with the lever. Now we got it all the way open with the 1 guard and just softening the line. You're not really digging into the line, you're just flicking out right at the bottom of the line. You're just gonna flick out. And you wanna make sure that you're stretching that skin out. It lets you see the canvas a little bit more, gives you more room to fade, especially once you start getting to these small areas. It helps you just to see more of the fade. Again, just combing, fading and combing. You're going up a little bit, combing it down. Here we are with the half guard, the 1.5, and this is the biggest guard that I'm gonna use besides trying to get out some of that bulk. But this is the biggest guard that I'm gonna use actually on the fade. So I'm just flicking out right before that we actually get to where his head curves, because since he wants to get it braided, we want to make sure that we leave us as much on the side as we can, but still letting that fade blend in very smooth, very nicely. And here I am, just doing my finishing touches before I move on to the other side. I'm just gonna have it all the way open or all the way closed, whichever darkness that you see. And you wanna go in with the corners of your blade. After I'm done with the whole fade, I will do this section again, or this step again. But while you got your mind on it, you're looking in the mirror, You see dark spots, take the corner of your blade and just hit at it a little bit. Here we are on the other side, same steps. I already had put my line in there, so we're gonna go ahead and start with the 2 guard here and just getting that bulk out the way. And once you got the dark spots out the way, you want to go in. You're doing the same steps. Once you get your steps down on how you fading, you don't want to change it too much. There will be times where you want to try something different, or you just attack a haircut a different way. But for the most part, your steps will be exactly the same. As you can see, fade's starting to come in pretty good. You're gonna do your finishing touches, but you wanna also take your time, step away from the fade for a second, look in the mirror, think about something else for a second, and then come back to your fade and make sure that you got some fresh eyes different times of the haircut. It just helps me better if I can step away from the cut, look in the mirror, and come back to the cut. Here we are now at the back of the head, and it's the same steps, but as you will see, I am leaving a little bit hanging off of the back. It's not the fact of starting a mohawk or anything else, or I'm leaving too much. It's actually the way that my son actually wanted. He wants that ponytail that he can get once he get it braided. So if you got that, if that's the case when you're doing this cut, you want to make sure you leave a little bit hanging off the back. You don't want to go up too far into it like a high top, because then you take off too much of the braids, and then the braids are just kind of sitting on top of the head, and that's not what we're looking for. Here we are again, finishing steps, just touching up the fade. And now we're going into the lineup. When I'm starting to line up, it just works better for me to start with the vertical bars. That helps me pretty much map out where I'm gonna go with my lineup. So I start with the vertical bars, making sure that I got everything brushed forward in the way that the hair is laying, and then we're gonna go into the C cup. Don't forget that on your C cup, you want to use the corner of the blade. It may look like that I'm putting the full blade down. I'm just actually just using the corner of the blade, just following the natural line. Once you're starting up front, I like to start in the middle and bring it to the side that I had already started with the vertical bar, and that just lets me be able to follow it straight across rather than starting from the furthest side, the left side, and then just trying to follow it all the way across. I mean, it's different steps for different people, but this is the easiest step that I have found that works easier for me, starting in the middle. And I'm getting jumbled up, but y'all get what I'm saying. we are, just following right across, going into the vertical bar, making sure that everything match up as much as possible. Using your corners, doing that C cup on the other side. You want to make sure everything match up as much as possible. Here's one thing I like to do for myself either way. I like to face them to the mirror, and as you can see that one side is just down just a little bit, and once you face them towards the mirror rather than trying to look at it from the side to side, it kind of helps better with knowing where your line is. So I'll take my trimmers and I'll just knock into that line just a little bit, make sure everything matches up just a bit more. Boom. As you can see, we got them together. It's not a race when you cutting hair. I know a lot of barbers, they worry about their speed, but you just take your time. It's gonna come out exactly how you want it. I promise you. Thank you all for watching the video. If you made it this far, please comment, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell. You know, all the YouTube stuff they like to say.